Bear Academy.
What a nuisance. Why does he insist on interfering? If he only spoke with me to exchange pleasantries, even I could bear it. But now he's sticking his nose into my business just to satisfy his curiosity. Koji is a perfect example of someone who thinks that it's always good to take an interest in other people's affairs. Probably thinks that he's doing me a favor by prying into my life. Couldn't be more wrong. If he keeps this up, I might have to find some way to deal with him. Like Saya said, I have to keep my search for Dr. Ogai a secret. Koji could ruin everything. I didn't have time to fully investigate the Ogai residence today. At this rate, it will probably take several days just to go through the study. Saya didn't believe that I'd find anything to help with the search, but I think there's still a lot to explore. Who knows what I'll discover. Problem is Koji. He knows about the house now. Will he make things difficult? Excuse me, a hair-raising voice calls as I'm about to pass through my gate. Pressing a shutter, I put on a fake smile and turn to face the writhing mass of rotten flesh that is staring at me with bulging eyes. Good evening, are you just getting home? Yes, I am. Ah, of course, this is my next door neighbor Suzumi, a middle-aged painter, I think, who spends all day at home while his wife works. I haven't had much contact with him since the accident. Why is he suddenly talking to me now? Have you gotten used to living alone? Oh, jokes on you, I'm not living alone. Yes, thank you for your help. I know it must be very difficult, but you're still young. You have to try to move on with your life. Yeah. What is this? Did he stop me just to deliver a lecture? What an asshole. Such a big house, it must be hard to take care of everything by yourself. Yes, I suppose it's rather difficult. Why not hire a caretaker? Didn't your father have one? Already got one, thanks, I'll pass. I'm still a student, I can't really afford the expenses. I see. Flesh Beast undulates foully, as though it still has something to say. The sight of it is driving me close to the edge. Even so, don't you think you should at least tend to your yard? I'd be happy to help. No, thank you. I'll manage it on my own. Now I get it. He's worried that the unsightliness of my house might diminish the image of his own. Damned snob. I flash a token smile, then retreat behind the safety of my gate. I can't feel Suzumi's eyes boring into my back all the way to the front door. Why won't everyone stay out of my life? I just want to live together with Saya, alone where no one ever bothers us. Suzumi Yosuke sighs in annoyance as he watches the neighbor boy retreat into his house. What was his attitude, even while talking? He kept his eyes averted, as if to avoid looking at something repulsive. Has he always been such an unpleasant young man? No, of course not. When his parents were still alive, he had been a normal youth, a little shy but sensitive and caring. It must be the stress of his sad situation. If it continues to build, he might start to develop serious mental problems. Alright, too late, buddy. Or was it too late already? Yep, told ya. Yosuke wonders as he gazes wearily at the Sakisaka yard. Even during dinner, Yosuke can't shake the neighboring house from his mind. What's wrong, honey? You look like something's bothering you. Yeah, I saw the young man from next door today. Fuminori? I just had to say something about his yard. I know, I wish he'd at least do something about that smell. Stink coming from Sakisaka house grows worse each day, and the Suzumi family is at its wit's end. Could there be a dead cat in his bushes? He must notice the smell coming from his own yard. Maybe he's leaving his garbage out there. He wouldn't. No, I wouldn't put it past him. Who knows what he's doing in there all day with the storm shutters closed? What kind of life is he leading? A life of banging flesh monsters. Do you go crazy? Crazy? I was crazy once. Now, Hiromi, you mustn't say things like that. Honestly, with the way things are going, I'm starting to wonder if he's going paranoid or something. Will he be alright? Unless he gets help soon, who knows? Honey, I'm home. The seconds crawl by, each tick of the clock compounding my agony. When I returned from the Ogai residence, I was greeted by a silent, empty house. Saya had vanished without leaving any clue as to her whereabouts. It isn't rare for her to go out for walks at night. I've often gone with her, however such outings always take place in the middle of the night, when no one is around, and never last for more than 2 hours. Right now it's 5 in the morning, soon the sky will begin to show the first light of dawn. Even if she left right before I returned, she's still been gone for almost half a day. I can't sleep. I can only wait in anguish. I tried to distract myself by painting more rooms, but I couldn't concentrate on the works. If I had known this would happen, I would have left the Ogai house sooner. I wish I hadn't wasted time on Koji. If Saya doesn't return, the thought makes me want to tear out my hair. After its long absence, the terror of true loneliness is too much to bear. At last the cowbell chimes and Saya's long-awaited "I'm home" rings out from the bottom of the stairs. As I jump out of my bed in relief, all the stress that has built up through the night is released in a wave that threatens to sweep me off my feet. Ah, so tired, Saya sighs as she climbs the stairs. I knew the trip would be hard. Saya, where have you... My question trails off as I notice the thick bundles of paper that she's carrying under her arms. What are those? Your medical charts and surgery records. I went back to the hospital today. Saya drops the bundles on the floor, sending paper flying everywhere. Then pulls her favorite cushion over and collapses onto it, stretching luxuriously. You walked all the way back from the hospital in the middle of the night? Sorry, she says, skillfully gathering her scattered papers together. I meant to come back sooner, but there were so many files to go through. So I decided to just bring everything. It was so heavy. Maybe it's just the exhaustion, but I'm not understanding a word Saya's saying. What are you planning to do with all this? What do you mean? I'm going to study it, of course, she replies, holding one MRI photograph after another up to the light. I'll have plenty of time to go over it here. At first I think she's just playing around, but the occasional mutters of, better check this one. Oh, I see. Well, that was silly of them. And like as she separates photos into a growing pile beside her makes me think that this might not be a joke after all. Do you understand this stuff? I learned a lot from my dad. She flashes me a grin, then returns to the papers. So that's how it is. No wonder it can't be fixed. It can't? Not by a human doctor. Maybe by a flesh monster doctor? I can't tell if she's being serious. Even for me, it'll probably be tough, she says offhandedly, even as her hands continue to shuffle papers. I'll have to experiment first. Watching more closely, I realize that her eyes are scanning each page rapidly, so rapidly in fact that I was unable to notice it at first. Could Saya actually be reading my charts? Hey, Saya? Yeah? She answers coolly, looking up from the charts. I'm tired, let's go to bed. Sure, Saya replies with a grin, if that's what you want. Not before doing some more nasty banging. Naya tosses aside the papers she was sorting, then leaps on me and begins to tear off my clothes. Yep, there we go again. Oh god, I need to send some more stuff. Hey! Come on, just once before bed, okay? Oh, so uncomfortable. Okay, gotta steel myself. Take another sip. Stay hydrated, kids. Okay. Whew. Let's lock the fuck in. Contrary to her appearance, Saya's appetite for sex would put any adult to shame. You could even say it's a little unnatural. She's not just passionate, she also has unlimited stamina, making me wonder where her slender body gets all the energy. Never satisfied with letting me feast on her to my heart's content, she always uses me to pleasure herself until I'm forced to tap out. Goddamn. Hey Saya, don't you think it's unhealthy to be doing this every day? It's every day, bro. Huh, are you sick? No, not me, my body is all grown up, but you're... Oh, and he even acknowledges that she looks like a child. Gross, disgusting. Don't worry. She laughs playfully as she pushes me onto the bed, the familiar sweet sensation of her weight and skin rendering me helpless. But I am worried, we haven't used any contraception. To my astonishment, Saya is completely uninterested in safe sex. She doesn't just eschew protection, she even insists that I ejaculate inside of her. Surely she must know the risks, which can only mean that she wants to get pregnant. We're gonna have little flesh monster babies. Fuminori, she whispers, staring straight into my eyes. You don't want me to have your children? How can I respond to that? It's not that, your body's too small. Pregnancy is a serious burden, you know. Oh, I hate how he emphasizes how small her body is. I mean, we get it, you're a child. That's not really something you have to worry about. Saya seems unsure how to reply, but not because she doesn't understand what I said. Rather, the bemused look on her face makes it seem as though I'm the one not getting it. But I know you're just thinking of me, she says suddenly, her smile glowing with innocence, so I'm happy. By the time I break the spell of her angelic smile, Saya has undone my belt and is removing my pants. Come on, Saya. Relax, she says teasingly as she bares my crotch and wraps her slender white fingers around my penis and testicles. Tonight I'll do it so you don't have to worry. Oh, okay. Yeah. What that mouth do? The feeling of her willowy, unblemished fingers embracing me is enough to fill me with twisted ecstasy and draw out my male instinct. I don't know if he's packing, or is it because that Saya literally has the body of a child, but damn, that thing is huge, that will never fit into her mouth. She'd have to unhinge her jaw like a fucking snake. Ugh. Seeing my response, Saya brings her face to my groin and lovingly wraps her ribs around the head of my penis. And that's about as far as it'll go, I assume. My hips jerk involuntarily at the unexpected intense shock of her sucking hard on such a sensitive area. Did that hurt? She asks, looking timidly up at me as she soothingly strokes my shaft. This adds nothing to the story, by the way. Other than rubbing in the fact that, one, she looks like a child, and second, in reality, she is a disgusting flesh monster. So yeah, pure shock factor. No, I'm fine. Why did Saya learn how to pleasure a man so well? I can't believe the precision and skill of her administrations. Her sinuous fingers are like snakes coiled around my manhood, their sensual undulations drawing desire forth from my loins. Oh, okay, next picture, and okay, yeah, she's not getting that very deep in. Let's say it like that. As if all 10 of her fingers weren't enough to drown me in pleasure, next she adds her lips and tongue. Lick, slurp. The mind-blowing pleasure from this new stimulation instantly threatens to push me over the edge. A damp heat different from that of her womb presses down to me from all directions. Looking down, I see my lust filling her tiny mouth, stretching the graceful lines of her cheeks and jaws so far that I fear she might break. Ugh. The sight makes me worried that she's pushing herself too hard, but her tongue continues to devour me like a kitten desperately sucking on her mother's teat. What? I'll have whatever they're smoking. As I watch, I begin to feel like I'm violating Saya's innocence. Unsullied face. The feeling of breaking a taboo further increases my perverted ecstasy. In every man lurks the dark desire to spoil that which is beautiful. Saya's bewitching body, able to drive me mad every night, is perfectly designed to draw out such savage lusts. Saya. I cannot hold it anymore. I'll come any second. Okay. But where? When the moment comes, what will I do with this thing in Saya's mouth? Just let it rip. Hey, wait, I'm going to... I try to pull out, but Saya doesn't let me. She grabs my thighs and doubles the intensity of her sucking, as if she's trying to pull me even deeper into her throat. I'm worried about her, but my body's at its limits. As irresistible waves of pleasure sweep away my willpower, I unleash my pent-up seed deep into Saya's throat. Itadakimasu. What have I done? I feel panic rise within me. Regardless of the situation, I shouldn't have ejaculated into her mouth. What if she chokes on it? That would be funny. Saya, however, pays no heed to my distress, still clinging to my waist like a predator unwilling to relinquish its prey. She starts swallowing effortlessly like someone dying of hunger. Glug glug. What is she swallowing? The answer is obvious. Every last drop of the passion that I just disgorged into her mouth. Disgorged. Damn, what a word. This is the first time I've ever had a girl do this to me. To be honest, I'm speechless with shock. I've always been prejudiced against fellatio, thinking it to be something that perverted sadistic men force women to do. But Saya... that was good. She looks up at me, answering my confusion by smiling like she just pulled the greatest prank of her life. A small tongue darts out from her lips to lick away the last milky remains around her mouth. That tongue was just licking my... The thought sends a worrying jolt of pleasure to my brain. See, you don't have to worry if I do it like this. Oh, well, what am I supposed to say to that? Oh, they're naked again. Hey, was it bad? It didn't feel good? I mean, at least they're not banging, they're just cuddling in their flesh bed. Hearing the sudden nervousness in Saya's voice, I hastily stammer. Of course it felt good. It felt so good that I thought I'd go crazy, but I can't say that, can I? But Saya, you didn't have to swallow it. What? But I want it. Suddenly distraught, Saya clings to me like a child who's just had her candy stolen. And stop with the fucking child comparisons, will you? Ugh. I want every last drop of it. I want it inside me. Inside you? I mean, if it stops you from killing and eating people, I guess it's the next best thing. So Saya really does want to bear my child. I'm not averse to the idea. I still think it might be too early, of course. But there isn't much point in worrying about my reputation now. Assuming that Saya and I will be left alone, I even welcome it. However, that only explains her appetite for normal sex. I still don't know why she wants to swallow, of all things. Well, I suppose that what's impure or taboo differs from person to person, and I can't simply apply normal values to Saya. You don't like it? She gazes up at me pleadingly. How can I resist? I do like it, as long as you're okay with it, so am I. Saya smiles with relief and burrows contentedly into my chest. I love you, Fuminori, she purrs softly. With her body draped over mine, I become even more aware of how light and delicate she is. Stop with the fucking child comparisons! We get it! She's very petite, okay? Can this tiny girl and I really live as husband and wife? I feel a pang of self-loathing at the question. How can I still be afraid after all that's happened? Saya's feelings are so earnest. How can I not accept them? I need to resolve once and for all to rid myself of the useless trappings of morality. Saya and I are all that matters. There's no point in worrying about what others think anymore. Although I suppose I should still talk to Saya's guardian, of course. I need to find Dr. Oga as soon as possible. By the time I drift to sleep, in exhaustion's comforting embrace, all doubts about Saya's actions have vanished from my mind. Whatever the case, all that matters is that she's returned to me. Two o'clock for Suzume Yosuke. This is the most fulfilling time of day. After seeing his wife and daughter off, taking care of the morning chores and eating a leisurely lunch, it's finally time to sit down at his easel. He's not a particularly popular painter, and he would only hold an exhibition if he were hurting for money. However, the design work he does on the side ensures that there's always enough to support his lifestyle. Alongside the salary his wife earns working for a magazine, they're able to pay their mortgage, send their daughter to school, and still have plenty left over. Yosuke's life is perfect, leisurely and absent of want. But everything changed when the horny flesh monster attacked. He loves his house, considering it a symbol of his success. When he mows the lawn, polishes the windows and floors, and cleans the kitchen, toilet and bath, he feels the same joy as he does when washing his own body. Just as he knows the length of his fingernails and the time since his last meal, he also knows everything about his home's condition. The status of every door, the freshness of every flower, the amount of ice in the ice tray, every last detail. This is his pride. And when he sits in the studio, smelling the turpentine and knowing that each element of his house is in its perfect order, he feels the ultimate satisfaction. While trying to find the right combination of paints on his palette, he suddenly feels thirsty, but soon remembers that there isn't much orange juice left in the refrigerator. In fact, it's also about time to stock up on bath additive and powdered soap. He could get everything at the supermarket when he goes to shop for dinner, but it'll probably be quite heavy. Should probably also save. Haven't saved a single time here. There we go. Now then, where should I leave off to go shopping? As he ponders his dilemma, he heads downstairs in the kitchen. Just then a breath of air tickles the back of his neck. Oh, got a cough. Yep, something was tickling me, right? Bring him to a halt in the middle of the hallway. A breeze, impossible. Every window in the house is closed. Yosuke shut himself during his morning cleaning. Don't tell me Saya came to visit. Yosuke enters the living room, searching for the source of the breeze. Something stinks. It's the same pungent smell of fetid swampland that emanates from this Sakisaka house. Yep, seems like Saya is hungry. The window facing the yard next door is open, its curtains billowing loosely in the gentle breeze. There's a hole in the glass next to the lock. It looks strange, like it was melted by some chemical instead of broken. Someone must have reached through the hole to unlock the window. Yosuke stands paralyzed, his heart pounding with anger and fear. He listens carefully, but hears nothing. Perhaps the intruder has already finished his business and left, but a burglar wouldn't have left the room untouched, would he? Maybe he heard Yosuke coming and hid somewhere nearby. Yosuke realizes that his still wet palette knife is in his right hand. He must have forgotten to put it aside before going downstairs. He stares numbly at the knife for a moment, then decides that it's not enough protection. Instead, he grabs the ashtray sitting on top of the table. I think a knife is a lot better protection than an ashtray. Made of thick, solid glass, it is big and heavy enough to serve as a weapon. I think a knife, even with just an easel knife, is still better. I mean, you can throw the ashtray. The home that he thought of as part of himself now seems utterly alien. Keenly aware of the thumping of his heart, Yosuke looks around the living room and sees little that could be used for a hiding place. The intruder must have gone either to the guest room or through the dining room to the kitchen. The kitchen is close to the stairs. If there had been movement, Yosuke would have noticed it when he came down, which means that the guest's room is the most likely place. He shuffles over to the guest room door and prepares to slide open. But what is that stench? Could the breeze alone carry something so foul? It's as if the odor is coming from inside the room. He readies his ashtray and throws open the door. Peekaboo? The straw-matted Japanese-style room is empty. There's a closet, but no one could fit in there. Well, no human, but what about a soft, moldable flesh monster? So the intruder already left. Yosuke relaxes, the exhaustion of sudden relief coming over him. And that is when something seizes his ankle. The instant he freezes in shock, his leg is yanked out from under him, sending him crashing to the floor. Stars explode behind his eyes as his head smacks against the door rail. The hand, if it can even be called that, wrapped around Yosuke's ankle extends all the way back to beneath the living room sofa. There are barely 5 centimeters between the sofa and the floor, whatever is hiding there. It can't possibly be human. No shit, Sherlock. Ah! Before screaming, Yosuke can regain his footing. Countless hand-like appendages seize his arms and legs, rendering him helpless. Calm down, don't be scared. Shut up, sire. As the hideous voice burbles in his ear, something cold and soft crawls atop him. Yosuke can't even scream, his terror is so great. It won't hurt, don't be scared, it won't hurt. Thin, tube-like appendages penetrate his ears and nose, wriggling deep into his skull. Right before the sensation drives him mad, Yosuke loses consciousness. Oh, don't kill the neighbor, sire. Thank you for taking the time to see us, Koji says, his humble bow concealing his surprise at the doctor's youth. Even without her light makeup, she wouldn't look a day over 30. She must be quite talented to be a leading neurosurgeon at such a young age. Oh, hi there, doctor. Don't mention it, I was hoping somebody like you would come along. Her friendly smile has none of the coldness one might expect from her sharp, refined beauty. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Tanbo, Sakisaka Fuminori's attending physician. I'm Fuminori's friend Tono Koji. This is Tsukuba Yo. Yo gives a quick bow, her expression apologetic. When they arrived at the T University Medical Center and asked to see Fuminori's doctor, Koji and Yo had been prepared for rejection. They hadn't expected the ease with which her request was granted. You say you want to know what's wrong with him. Well, so do I. I'm sorry? He didn't come in for his checkup 2 days ago. I tried calling his home, but there was no answer. 2 days ago, the same day Fuminori was searching that abandoned house. Koji frowns, wondering what was important enough for him to blow off his appointment. What is he like at school? He's totally messed up. Seeing Yo's shoulders jerk out of the corner of his eyes, Koji regrets not choosing his words more carefully. Since the accident, he's been like a completely different person. We have no idea what to do, so we thought that talking to you might help. Are you medical students too? She asked out of nowhere. Huh? Well, yes. Would you like to see his chart? You'd really show it to us? Koji replies incredulously. Dr. Tambo regards him silently for a moment, then sighs and says, "Someone wanted to see it, and without the hospital's permission. Files were stolen from the archives 2 nights ago." What? She stares hard to the astonished students, then shakes her head with a tired smile. Well, it doesn't look like you two are involved, that's a relief. Of course we aren't. However, the culprit must have had an interest in his condition, or wanted to erase his records. Either way, I can only assume that it was someone close to him. I see. An ominous thought flashes through Koji's mind. It couldn't have been Fuminori himself, could it? Koji looks at Dr. Tambo and finds her staring right back at him, her expression grave. He realizes that she must be harboring the same suspicion. And I'm harboring this drink here. I'm all out. Stay hydrated, kids. What do you think? Do you have any idea who might have done it? Perhaps Dr. Tambo didn't have anyone in mind when she asked, but Koji's thoughts immediately fly to that eerie house to which Fuminori led him. I don't really want the relationship but there's someone called Ogai, probably a doctor or a... Koji stops speaking as he sees the dramatic change that has come across Dr. Tambo's expression. You know Dr. Ogai? Do you know when and where Fuminori met that man? No, that's what I'd like to know. Just who is this Ogai? After remaining silent for some time, Dr. Tambo loses a heavy sigh. Alright, it's not like you couldn't find out on your own. Ogai Masahiko was a doctor teaching at this hospital. He was dismissed over 6 months ago, however, following certain incidents. What incidents? What did he do? I can't say anymore, and anyways it has nothing to do with your friend. Koji has no argument with which to answer Dr. Tambo's flat rejection. However, he can't shake the feeling that this Ogai person is the key to unraveling the mystery surrounding Fuminori. Doctor, he says, making up his mind. Fuminori might be involved in a crime. At this sudden declaration, both Yo and Dr. Tambo raised their eyebrows. What do you mean? A friend of ours went missing after going to see him. Fuminori denies any involvement, of course. You mean Omi? Koji is unable to bear the shock in Yo's voice. Sorry, Tsukawa, I couldn't tell you. Dr. Tambo is frowning, her expression even more serious than before. Right now, this Ogai seems to be the center of Fuminori's attention. If we know who he is and what Fuminori is looking for, we might start to see the whole picture. Please tell us, Doctor, just what happened at this hospital? Dr. Tambo hesitates for some time, refusing to make eye contact, but she finally shakes her head. I'm sorry, there's no decision I can make on my own. Doctor, give me some time. I'll do my own investigating now that I know how far this has gone. Please. Koji's out of options. All that's left is to trust this young doctor. It's frustrating, but a friend's rights only go so far. Let's exchange cell phone numbers. I'll call you if I learn anything, and you call me the moment anything changes. Alright.
Ultimate Despair Live.